This is the beautiful Werps in Jackfield, and just right on the edge of Broseley, where I grew up as a toddler actually, and it's got a very draw feeling to me. I keep coming back to it. I suppose it's being a child down here, you know, growing up and walking up and down where once this was a street, and now it's just grown over, which is very beautiful. It was demolished in about 1966, and we moved out in around 65 and moved into the Birch Meadow. But there was a couple of pubs down here at one time, and a village which is now disappeared, and quite often put pictures of this on Facebook and little bits and pieces. But it's a beautiful place now. You can hear the birds. Of course, you can hear an helicopter going over. I thought I'd come down here for a walk. It's got a very, well, spiritual sort of feeling for me, because I can remember my very early childhood down here, and I'm sure a lot of people in Broseley can actually. Just let that helicopter go over. Over here, I should think, is probably roughly where there was a pub on the corner here. Now, I'm not sure it was a General Gordon that was here in this corner, but I remember years ago I'd come down and it was, I found a bit of a cellar or something, you know, it was covered over with bricks, but there's a big hole underneath it. But the wildlife down here is amazing. How beautiful. I just couldn't resist recording it. I'll come down here for a little walk around, you know. It's amazing to think of the people who used to live down here years ago, and I can remember walking down the street as a kid, when this actually was a street, and there was houses, there was actually bricks and bits of wall over there in the wood, as I walked down this path right next to the River Severn. I've always had this sort of a feeling for this place. Like I said, it's probably because one of the first things that sort of thing that toddled and woke up as a child, where I used to play with dinky toys in the garden, and I can remember that. And further on up there was this old car tipped over, which I've researched on lately. It was called I think it's called an Orca Typhoon. It's up on its side. I'll put a picture later on my Facebook page. But I can remember Dad coming over here fishing. Little water holes that have, little river holes that have grown over. And as I walk down here, it's completely just wildlife now. And, you know, it's just nature and growing well. It's beautiful. But this was once a street where people lived, and babies were born, and originally it was started off with people who lived on the river. They started this little town, little village or whatever it was down near the Werps, of course. And times change, things progress. But it's left behind such a beautiful place. I'm not very good at this sort of thing really, but it just thought I would just walk up here and start this camera and just try and give some of my feelings, you know.